Abraham Lincoln once said, "When I hear a man preach, I want to see him act as if he's fighting bees." It's time to get excited. What's it going to take to get this message out to the masses? What does it take to sell a raw food solution? Why is it such a hard thing to convince people to do? Well, perhaps Margaret Mead knew what she was talking about when she says it's easier to change a man's religion than it is his diet. And that's kind of what we're up against, isn't it? How do we sell the raw food message or the raw food solution? It should be so easy to sell. Whenever you sell anything, you always find a benefit, right? You talk about it. Well, what are the benefits of eating a raw food diet? My God, what are the benefits? Well, when you stop making mistakes, the warning signs and symptoms go away. That's the benefits. How many people do you hear who adopt a raw food diet and their arthritis goes away, or their diabetes goes away, or all sorts of problems go away? You don't hear those type of stories with a starch solution. No, it's not the same. It's not even close. Not even close. Oh, we got all these studies comparing a starch diet to a crap diet, and we can prove the starch diet's better than the crap diet. But they're all crap. They don't get rid of the real problems. Sure, a starch-based diet will reduce a lot of certain types of degenerative diseases. But what does it do for scoliosis? What does it do for all the other illnesses that don't fit into that one little category that we know eating animals are causing? It doesn't. That's the problem. There's only one real solution to all these problems. It's a raw solution. The benefits are so vast, it's mind-boggling. So what we need to do as individuals is try to find some purpose in our life. Ask yourself, when you woke up today, were you excited about what you're going to do today? And if not, then maybe you should change what you're doing. Get on the hero's journey, and then you can find something about getting excited about. So we should have a purpose in life. When we get up, we should be excited about helping other people, because most people don't know this information. And it's a tough sell. A lot of people aren't ready for it. Realize that everyone on this planet would be considered part of our market. Everyone needs to understand how to live the right way. But a lot of people just aren't ready for it. And the ones you love the most, the ones closest to you, and you see what they're doing to themselves, they'll break your heart. And you can only just do the best you can. So I always encourage my students, especially when they're on a juice fast, to not tell anybody what they're doing until people come up to them and go, "Wow, you look great. You're glowing. Look at your skin. I've never seen you healthier. Your eyes, unbelievable. What's going on? What are you doing?" And then, of course, when you tell them what you're doing, they'll look stupid if they say, "Oh, you shouldn't do that," but they'll probably say it anyway, won't they? If you tell them ahead of time, they're going to go, "Oh, you're crazy, they're crazy." And then it's going to be a little bit different. Once you start looking better and everything, they might not quite acknowledge it the same way. So it's important for them to come up to you first and say, "Wow, look at you. You look great. Tell me what you're doing." And remember, most people are not in a position to evaluate what they're doing and what they need to do, because they're not going to think it's a fair trade. So when they hear a raw vegan diet, it's just not even something most people are going to consider. But the juice fast, the solid food vacation, now that's something people can wrap their brain around for a short period of time and get unbelievable results 10 times faster. So what is the solution? It's a raw food solution, but how do we get them to the raw food solution? Well, that's where the first of my 3-step process comes into play. Remember, there's only one thing we have to do: satisfy 2 groups of needs. Most of us aren't willing and able to do it. That's why I added 2 preliminary steps to the only thing we had to do, thereby perfecting a 3-step process. The first step addresses the willingness issue on a temporary basis so we can see what we're missing. And then, if you want to help people realize the benefits, find out what people are suffering from and say, "Hey, I know a solution for that problem. I have a solution for that problem." Every benefit there is relative to this is a way to get the message out. In 30 days, the average woman I work with looks 10 years younger. The transformation the skin goes through is mind-boggling. And when they see that much improvement in 30 days, and they're thinking about stopping, I'm going, hey, come on now. It took me 2 years to wake up and realize I should go the distance. I had done it on 6 different occasions. And I finally realized, John, why are you stopping at this stage? Look at all the great things that's happened to you, and you're still having things come out of you. Now you might think, well, wait a minute, I don't have any things coming out of me anymore. I think maybe I just haven't anything come out lately, so maybe we got to do something extraordinary. And that's the key right there. If we don't see certain things come out at a certain time, and there's a good likelihood there are things in there, which for most of us it would be, then that's when we need to consider doing something a little more aggressive, like maybe a colonic. And I've talked about this before in my other videos, but when we're on a solid food vacation, we take it one day at a time, and we want to go the distance, and no one knows how long that's going to be. But you definitely want to go the distance the first time so you can have the aha moment. You want to really bump up those biophotons so you can really get excited about your new way of life. And no one really knows how long each one of us needs to go, even though ideally we want to go the distance. Maybe the first time is not going to be the time we get to go the distance. But it's so much easier to do it the first time, so I encourage you guys to be open-minded with the attitude that you'll go the distance. And hopefully, you will go as long as you need to go. And you'll have that aha moment. And then you'll finally be able to challenge all those old beliefs that we've been indoctrinated with from the very beginning in life. Remember, our brains have been bombarded with bullshit. And most of us are really brain dead on certain topics. We can't even think about them intelligently, because immediately we have too many references that make us think that's bullshit. So the best way to figure out what health is all about is to really achieve a vitality that most of us never experience. And that's what the solid food vacation can do for you. Even if you're not suffering ill health, this will take your life to another level. I didn't have any health problems I was aware of, although I did. I had a 20-pound cesspool inside me. It hadn't reached a stage where it was painful yet. But my life still went up a level. Went up in every area of my life. Every area it went up. Physically, mentally, emotionally, communally, in every aspect of my life. It changed my life forever. So this is a really exciting thing to do. And it's time to get excited. It's time to realize that if we're going to sell this message to the public, we got to get excited. We got to know our product, and the only way to know anything is to do it. Remember the Chinese proverb: I hear and I forget, I see and I remember, I do and I understand. So once we do a long, extended, probably conducted juice fast, when we see what it has done for us, then we want to share this message, get excited about it, and the only way you can do that is by actually doing it. It's one thing to have the knowledge of the consequences, but to have the experience of the consequences is what it's going to take to really get this movement moving. It's going to take people like you guys that are doing it, and you go through it, and then you get excited and you want to share it. Now, what happens when you get all excited, you're all enthusiastic, and you share with everybody, and most people aren't ready for it? Well, that's part of sales. You got to have a certain amount of no's before you hear a yes. And don't let it get you down. Now, some personalities have a pretty thick skin, and that doesn't bother them. Others wear our emotions on our sleeves, and we can kind of get a little upset. Might take it personally if, fighting bees. If we keep getting no, or, you're crazy, you're stupid, what are you doing? But you can't let that get to you. You got to stay excited. Remember, the word enthusiasm, the root word is entheos. And that means the God within. So you got to get excited about this message. How do we sell this message to the masses? Well, you sell the benefits, and you get excited about the benefits. You tell people what it does for them. Share your experiences. Come from the heart. You don't need to make up anything. You know what you went through. Take pictures of your whole journey, before, after, during, all this kind of stuff, so you can show people. Do YouTube videos. Appeal to those people who were having the same type of problems that you had, so you can relate to them better, and that will really bring joy in your life. So when you wake up in the morning and you can't get excited about anything at all, it's because you're not performing your role on this planet. If you play your role as a guardian on this planet, you can get excited about waking up every day, especially since we're not where we need to be right now. That means you're going to have a lot of fun. Get those bees out of here. Got some gnats in this case. You're going to have a lot of fun on this journey, helping people. This is the best part. It's one thing to go through this transformation ourselves, but when you get to share it and you get to see the transformation they go through, it doesn't get much better. So it's time to get excited. It's time to tell everybody you know that there's a simple solution for the problems that they're suffering from, and that we need them to help us on our mission, because there is a solution, a simple solution to most of our problems. But we've been tricked, we've been lied, and we think that our problems are outside of control, but they're not. And one of the most exciting things in life is to find out that our problems are within our control. And I guarantee you, when you learn that lesson, you're in for a treat.